Peace everyone, Unmasked Art here, and welcome to the Drawing Journal. If you're new to my channel and possibly new to the Drawing Journal, this video series really is just hanging out, having fun, joining in on the conversation, getting to know one another. A lot of people have kind of become friends throughout my live streaming experience through the Drawing Journal, and this just gives you the opportunity to connect with me, ask any of the questions that you want, and we're just going to sit here, draw for a bit, hang out, have some fun. Oh, and also, today I am going to be announcing the 30,000 subscriber giveaway, as you could probably make out from the title of this video. So what am I going to be giving away? This right here, if you can see that all that well, but that is a Huion GT190 drawing monitor, and I will be giving that away. I have the link in the video description. You have to click on that link to enter the giveaway. Most of you have probably already subscribed to my channel. That is obviously a requirement to enter the giveaway. And then next week I will post a very short video announcing the winners. There will be 5 winners for this giveaway. First place obviously is going to get the drawing monitor. However, 4th through 5th are going to get some of my original pastel paintings. And many of you are going to be familiar with these because they are the ones that I did for the tutorials the past month. So this was the safari landscape that I did. I'll be giving that away. I will be giving the fox painting away as well. And then the other two, the owl eyes that I did. So this pastel painting will be given away as also. And then last but not least, perhaps everyone's favorite, the deer painting. I will also be giving that original piece away. So all of these pastel paintings, originals, I will sign them, will be given away as part of the 30,000 subscriber giveaway. Thank you so much everyone in the chat right now. Christine, Cece, Anna, Jeff, Olivia, Hildy, Sneaks, Tracy, Leontine, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm glad you came by. Happy birthday, by the way, Leontine. If I think it's still today, or was it yesterday? Hopefully I didn't miss it, but happy birthday. And everyone else, Gihan, I see you, and Steffi. So, like I said, the link for the giveaway is in the video description. All you got to do is click on it, subscribe, make sure you're subscribed, and if you want extra entries, you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram, or like my Facebook page. So those are a few ways to get a couple extra entries into the giveaway. Thank you, Riss. It's been a while since I got to see you, so I'm glad you're able to make it to the live stream. And I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I think that's about it. So now we can just sit back, relax, and enjoy each other's company for today's drawing journal. And as you can probably see, I'm working on a pastel portrait person. I'm not quite sure what I was thinking when I started this project here. Today is not really a tutorial, but of course you can ask me as many questions as you want. What else? So I started this piece simply as a challenge piece. I wanted to see how small of a face I could do with pastel pencils, and it's been a lot of fun working on this. You have no idea how difficult it has been to not continue working on this over the weekend. So I started this like, I think Friday evening or maybe Saturday. I'm not quite sure which day I started it, but I was having so much fun playing around with it that I had to like hold myself back all day yesterday to not finish it, because what I'm going to be starting on, what I'm going to hopefully finish today, is her dress, which is the last element to this pastel piece. And yeah, I was just dying to get to it, so I saved it for all of you. But before I get started on this, I have a few pictures of some of the work that you guys had sent me. So let me go ahead and pull up those pictures for everyone. Let me just figure out how to do this. So the first picture here is from one of my Patreon students, Steve. This was a project that we did over on Patreon of a falcon in graphite pencils. Beautiful work, Steve. Love having you on Patreon. You're a wonderful friend. Yeah, you did a fantastic job on this. I really like that you gave the contrast like full attention. You really created a really nice dramatic piece here. Love the texture in the background. How dark you got on the falcon's wings is just perfect. It really helps bring the bird out from the background. A few minor things that I think you could have maybe improved on a little bit is softening the background a little bit. If you were to soften the texture in the background just a tad, I think it would help bring a bit more attention to the bird. But other than that, you did an awesome job. Thank you so much for the support and sending me this image. The next one that I have here is from Jeff. He did the owl eye tutorial. Really like your capture here. You kept the feathers nice and free and kind of loose, which is exactly what I did. Your eyes are really great. A few things for this to improve on is you could possibly, now this could be the photograph, but you could probably bring in a little bit more orange into the eyes to just give them a bit more cylindrical shape or spherical shape. But other than that, you did a fantastic job. And on the beak as well. The beak, I think, would probably be the most difficult part, but you did a fantastic job on that. So the next one, Jeff also did the fox, the adorable little fox tutorial. Hope you had fun on that one, Jeff. You did a good job on getting all the proportions and the shape and the placement of the details. The colors are spot on as far as I can tell from this photograph. And then a few tips for the white fur around the face to help build that sense of lighting being on the right side. The fur to the left of its nose, our left looking at the image, the fox's right side of the nose. You could go a bit darker with your grays there, and then also behind the fox's right ear, you could have went a little bit darker on the fur to just help reinforce that lighting. But overall, you did a fantastic job, and I hope you had a lot of fun. Thank you for sending me. And then what I would consider a much more complicated, difficult pastel piece that Jeff did. He did the deer. You're really going through those pastel tutorials, Jeff. I can't keep up with how fast you're going through them. But this one came out really good. It's a difficult piece, no doubt. So the fact that you even did it is very impressive. You did a fantastic job getting that shine on the nose. The ears look really nice and translucent with the light coming through. A few things that I think you may have been able to improve on a little bit is perhaps adding a little bit more color to the background. You have the greens really good. You have the depth with your dark grays and a bit of black. But you could probably have brought in a few extra colors, some purples, some blues. I did sense a little bit of blue in the background, but overall, where it's predominantly gray, I think you could have maybe been a little risky and added some fun colors in there. But other than that, you did a fantastic job. So thank you. Next one here I have from Luella. She also did the owl eyes, and honestly I think I like yours better. Better than mine. The contrast that you have in the eyes is just perfect. The reflective detail in the pupils of the eyes is literally spot on. It's just fantastic. Your beak, I know you were super proud of your beak, and you should be. It looks fantastic. And your feathers, it looks like you spent a little bit more time adding the detail to your feathers, and it really paid off. The eyes are super captivating and the feathers are great. Excellent contrast, perfect color combination in the feathers and everything like that. Honestly, for room and for any sense of improvement here, I think maybe you could have splashed a few extra colors in the feathers, maybe a bit of purples or blues or something like that, to just make it pop out a little bit more. But I mean, I'm trying to find anything to improve on here because you did such a fantastic job. So thank you for posting that. Next image here is from Carol. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are going to recognize this piece. This was actually a tutorial that I did about this time last year. So she went pretty far back to do this piece, but she actually changed it a bit, which I absolutely love. So I did a different pose of two dolphins, and so she changed up the dolphins here, and I absolutely love it. I really like the Dutch angle that you copied from the tutorial. Your watercolors are great. You got the sunspot in the sky perfect. It's just subtle enough to look like the sun. Your clouds are nice and soft and distant. For room for improvement, I think that in the water, on the surface of the water, it looks a little too consistently patterned. So the water looks slightly artificial just because of the repetition and pattern. But like I said, it's really good. I'm kind of nitpicking here. I'm just trying to give you the best direction that I could possibly give you. Your dolphins are wonderful. Great colors and everything. So perfect job, Carol. And the last image I have to share here is Christine's tiny head. So for those of you that noticed over the weekend, I shared a work in progress of the pastel piece that I'm going to be playing around with today. And I kind of sent out a challenge for the weekend to do tiny heads or tiny faces, and take a picture of it with your thumb next to it so that we could all kind of gauge just how small the face is. And Christine, you're doing an excellent. You've started off really well with this portrait that I've already seen the reference photo for. You're considering how poor the reference photo was. You're doing a really good job bringing in the details to make it recognizable. Even the hair is fantastic. So just keep going with this. I would say in the shadows for this particular piece, just check your red levels, your purple levels. Don't make your shadows too brown or too gray. Get in there with a little bit of purple. I think you might be surprised how much it brings those shadows to life. But other than that, you're starting off perfect. So keep at it for sure. And that is it, everyone. So thanks everybody for sharing those pictures with me. And if you want to see some of your work in the future on the Drawing Journal, just send them over to me on Facebook, and I will continue to share everybody's work. Kind of give you some feedback if you want, or if you don't want, I probably just do it anyway. But anyway, yes, so thanks everyone. Jeff, yes, okay. I'm just going back in the chat and making sure that I didn't miss anything. So, Jeff, you appreciate my comments. Well, I'm glad you appreciate them. Keep up the wonderful work. Yes, Jeff has definitely been super busy. All right, so I'm gonna get started on this, or get started again on it. If you guys have any questions for me, do not hesitate to ask. And I am just going to, start coloring here. So, real quick, if you want to know how I did this, if you want to know how I did this, all right, let me talk a little bit about this piece, because it's been very time consuming, no doubt, super time consuming. And let me talk to you through a bit of my strategy here. So let me grab the colors that I used specifically on the skin, because I think that's what most people are going to be interested in here. And so I'm going to grab a bit of the colors that I had used on the skin. Let's see, I think I used some of this. I used a lot of this, some of this color here, and then of course I used this, if I can grab it. And I even used this color. So predominantly on the skin, I used these 8 colors. Oh, I also used white. These are the 9 colors that I used. I used white to bring out the highlights. I used this really bright pink to bring in some color, some life into the skin. I used this dark chocolate brown to get some of the shadows, to get some of the base colors for the shadows. And then a color that was actually kind of surprising that I used a bit of is this Payne's gray, this really dark gray. And then I used some of this this sandy yellow color, the 685, to balance out the reds and the yellows and oranges in the skin tone, to bring just a bit of color. I used this bright red to touch up some of the pink parts of the face, and I used a bit of purple here, mostly in the lips, but I added some of it to the skin as well, just to tint it. But the all-star colors of the skin is this peach color here. I can't even read the number on it anymore because it's wiped off. I used this color to death, just about. And then, of course, the magic clay rose, which is the 642 color. Those are the colors that I used in the skin here, and really nothing other than that. And then, to maintain all the control and blending of the skin, the face, the hair, everything, I've just been using this. And I don't normally use this. This is just the blending stump that comes with the full set of the Carbothello pencils. And honestly, I didn't think I'd ever use one of these little blending stumps to blend soft pastels or pastel pencils. But the funny thing is, I didn't have any other way to blend such a teeny tiny little drawing. So what I did is for the face, I mainly did a base layer with this color here. And then I added some of the clay rose, some of the darker browns where the face starts to contour. I ignored most of the highlights for the most part. I just kind of worked with the shadows first, and I used the blending stump to just very, very delicately blend the colors together. And then once I had a nice base layer, I used the white to bring out some of the highlights. So it was really a surprising kind of technique that I just kind of fell upon. So that's how I did it. There's really nothing else that I did. I just took my time and I worked like really, really close. I was like staring at it like super close, being really delicate. And of course, I was keeping my pencils like extra sharp. So yeah, that's how I did it. No bigger secret than that. Oh, hello, Sheldine. Thank you very much for the congratulations. Very happy to see you. It's been a while since I've seen you in a live stream. I know I'm doing my stream an hour earlier than I normally do, simply because I know I have so many awesome fans in Australia, including yourself. All right, I need to grab a pencil and I need to start coloring. Her dress is super bright red, so I'm just gonna start with that. And I usually have my stuff taped down, but for this level of detail and precision, I can't really do that. So I'm gonna have to be flipping it around quite a bit, and I'm gonna try my best to not get my head all up in the camera and stuff. I don't know if you asked before or if I've mentioned it before, but am I a self-taught artist, or have you studied art in art school? So I am a self-taught artist. I've taken one painting class at the college level. It was just a painting one, and it introduced me to oil paint, which I absolutely love. But that is the extent of my artistic education, official artistic education. Of course, when I was in middle school and stuff, where you have to take art class or something like that, but I don't really consider those to be art classes. They're kind of just jokes when it comes to learning art. Some were less than inspiring than others, but yeah. I mean, of all the art classes that I took throughout, elementary school, middle school, high school kind of thing, I really only remember one key technique from any of them, and it's the back tracing technique that I've shared on my channel a number of times to kind of transfer artwork. That technique I learned when I was in the first grade, and I had never forgotten it. But other than that, I don't really remember much from any of my other art classes. The color that I'm using right now is 325. And after looking at the Carbothello pencils, I'm actually slightly disappointed by their selection of red. This is the reddest, the purest red color that they have. But I wish they had something just a little bit less orange than this red. This red still looks like it has a bit of yellow in it. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate that. Sure thing. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. PLSHFX. Yeah, thank you for the question. I'm happy to answer any question that you guys have. So, like I say often, don't hesitate to ask. It doesn't have to be art related, in the sense that, or related to this particular piece. Like I said, the drawing journal is just all about hanging out, creating, inspiring, getting to know one another. So I hope everybody had a great weekend. I had a fun, relaxing weekend. Spent a lot of extra time with my wife, which was very nice. We actually started reading a book together, which it's been a long time, way too long since we read a book together. We started Digital Fortress. The author that did the series, the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons or whatever. It's his first book, so we started that this weekend. It's an interesting book. Let's see. Do I think learning from Patreon and YouTube qualifies as self-taught or professionally taught just out of curiosity? So if you learn from me, I would still consider you self-taught. I mean, where do you draw the line? I suppose when it comes to being self-taught as opposed to not being self-taught. I think that if you are learning outside of a classroom, basically just drawing at home, whether you're using tutorials off the internet or whatnot, I think that you can still refer to yourself as self-taught, because nobody is there to instruct you kind of step by step in personal projects or things like that. So I think that it's still safe to call yourself self-taught in that case, because I still do. I mean, there's been plenty of tutorials that I've learned from that even though I learned from them, I still consider myself to be a self-taught artist. Thank you, Doodle Stuff. Here's a question. Is there something you'd like to draw that you think you'd find too challenging? Because from here it looks like you can draw anything. Everything, like, I constantly like to choose things that challenge me. That's what keeps me inspired when it comes to me being an artist. Like, I've said this a few times throughout my YouTube video career, that if I ever get to a point where I draw something and I see it as absolute perfection, that I would quit drawing. Because one, I don't think I'd ever get there, but the one thing that motivates me the most about creating is that every new project that I do, no matter how comfortable I feel with the project, it could be any color pencil piece or any painting piece or soft pastels, whatever, it doesn't matter. Some projects I feel super confident about, other projects I'm like, I don't know, but regardless, they stay fun every time, because there's always this element of a challenge where I know a mistake is inevitable. Even though I try really hard to perfect every technique, to perfect every line, every pencil stroke, anything, by the end of the project, there's always room for me to improve. All the way up to this point, I've been drawing since I was 7 years old. So I've been drawing for 22 years, and I've been painting for 15, and I've still never gotten any closer to perfection for me personally. So every piece that I do, it's always got an element of mistakes in it that I look forward to attempting to correct in the next piece that I do, but I never actually get there. So if I always say that if I do get there, then I'm gonna quit, because then what fun is it if I've perfected anything? So I don't think I'd ever get there, but I try. It doesn't stop me from trying. That's what I find to be the most enjoyable part of being an artist, is trying to get to that level of perfection, even though secretly I know I'd never get there. Well, DJ, if you have a list of questions, go ahead and run through them. I'm happy to get to them. I improved my drawing skills through YouTube tutorial that includes you. Oh, well, I am very happy to hear that. Gogo Rukul-kun. Hopefully I got that name somewhat correct. Since then, I highly appreciate any artist who is generous to share their experiences and skills with others. Love this channel even more. Well, thank you very much, Steffi. Yes, that is my philosophy. I don't hold anything back. For those of you that have been following my channel for a while, you know that I don't have any secrets here. I like to share as much relative information when it comes to creating as I possibly can, because I want the world to be a more beautiful place, whether I create that beauty or somebody else does. Sometimes I feel like drawing would be quite simple, and then I end up having the most difficult time with it. There's no way you could ever know how your attempt will be with any project. That is so true, Sheldine, so true. Sometimes, like, I'll look at a picture and be like, "Huh, I can draw that," and then I get into the meat of it, and then you run into things that you don't expect, like a certain texture that you're like, oh, how do I get this texture to be just right? Or, there's always something. And you never get it as perfect as your mind wants it to be, but it's fun regardless. And yeah, there's always a challenge. No matter how many times you try it. Yeah, I agree. Sharing techniques and methods and just all the information that I can is definitely what has helped create such a lovely community around my channel. And I am super happy to be a part of the art community that I am, because there's like sub communities, I feel like, of artists on YouTube, and the people that I am associated with or work with or know or communicate with, I love being a part of that group right there, and I wouldn't trade anybody for anybody else. So it's been a super fantastic journey, getting to know so many lovely artists and so many great people throughout the past couple years. I am forever grateful for everyone, and especially the artists that have taken the time to share secrets of success and just fun tips and collaborations over the years. It's been fantastic. Nothing short of amazing. I was talking to someone in chat who met a real artist. Sorry, I still am learning with your help, though. Well, your art is beautiful. Thank you, DJ. Appreciate that. Olivia, I'm glad that your pastel work is improving. That is awesome. Who defines a real artist? Nobody. Nobody. That is the answer to that one. No such thing. You are so generous with your tutorials. I've learned so much. Also love your Patreon platform. Also love Shaldine's tutorials and Patreon site. Thank you both so much. Well, thank you, Maria. That is so nice of you. Hello, Tammy Sue. Glad you were able to make it to the live stream. And Shiny, I didn't see you come in. Hello, Shiny. Creativity plus effort you put in makes art also matter. That determines the passion for me. I'm gonna grab some white really quick to Make sure I have this highlight saved. I'm just gonna try to do this dress here like one section at a time. Do the establish the shadows, the highlights a little bit, and then move on to the next section. And just go really slow. I've been having a ton of fun with these pastel pencils. I actually had to order some yesterday because a few of them are getting pretty short. Yeah, for sure. Hope all is well, blessed with you and yours. For sure, Tammy, it is very great here. Very great indeed. The weather has been fantastic. Good weather, and yesterday myself and a few friends had a little bit of a fire in the woods. I made some of my favorite no-bake cookies. There's another fact that you guys can know about me. My favorite cookie is no-bake cookies. I love no-bake cookies, but they don't do too well in the heat. So I made some no-bake cookies to take to this little fire campfire that we did, and they melted a little bit. They were still delicious, but they were a lot less cookie and more like chocolate soup, but still very, very tasty. So that's what my wife and I did yesterday. Hung out with a couple friends that I play Magic with, and it was a lot of fun. Really great hanging out with some people and just chatting. We talked a lot about video games actually. I can honestly say that my skills have improved so much since I found your channel. Thank you so much. Well, Riss, I am very, very happy to hear that. I am very happy to hear that. When people ask me what I do, for work or whatever, sometimes I'll just say I'm a professional YouTuber, because in actuality that is what I do professionally. But when they ask me for something a bit more specific, I always say that I teach art online. And so the fact that so many of you guys are able to tell me that you learn from me and that I help you improve with your own creations, that is the best. Okay, nothing beats that. So thank you so much. I'm glad that I'm able to provide that kind of service to you. So thank you. Have I thought about experimenting with different art styles, such as comic book, perhaps something more grotesque? Actually, if you go through my videos, I have like 600 or something like that. I don't even know how many videos I have. Too many, or maybe not enough. Depends on how you look at it. But I don't have a particular style that I stick to. I go from everything to the left to everything to the right. So you can find just about anything in terms of my style. My style is to just draw what I like. That's the truth behind my style. I draw what I like. So what I'm drawing now was not what I'll be drawing next week. It could be totally different. So I've definitely done a lot of cartoony stuff on my channel. I'm a big fan of like the anime style, and that's what I like to draw a lot in. But many people that learn from me, they lean more towards the realism of things. So that's what I kind of focus, or that's what I've focused on in the recent part of my channel. So a lot of my stuff is more realistic, but yeah, I like to draw all kinds of stuff. I've experimented with a ton of different styles and techniques and mediums, and yeah, I mean, you can go back and look at my month-long streaming of Inktober. You see pretty much all the styles that I like to do in that singular month. Tammy Sue, you make the best no-bake cookies. You're gonna have to beat out my no-bake cookies, but I'll take your word for it. What video game is my favorite? What video game is my favorite? Nah, I can't do that. I can't do that question. I don't even know. I've kind of been off video games ever since I started college. Well, I graduated now, but when I started at university, I sold all of my video game stuff because I was like, "Look, I can't own video games and graduate from college. I'm either going to play video games or I'm going to do my homework." And I was like, I really want to graduate college. So I sold all my games and stuff, and I never bought any after graduating. Right now, the closest thing to a video game that I kind of play is I play this survival game with my sister on my iPad every once in a while, but I play chess online. Oh, speaking of chess, since I speak of chess all the time, I've actually, you guys don't know this, but I've actually started streaming over on Twitch. So I've only streamed a couple times over on Twitch, and I just do it in my spare time when I'm in the mood. But I should put a link in the description. I didn't, but you should be able to find me on Twitch. I'm still Unmasked Art over on Twitch. But I've done a couple chess streaming on Twitch, so maybe you'll catch me live over there sometime. It's usually in my evenings or something like that, or if my wife went off somewhere, and I've done it on the weekend as well, just to have some fun, play some chess, and chat with some fans of chess. You don't really have to be a fan of chess. Maybe you could just come over and hang out and listen to me ramble on about how bad I am at chess. But either way, I started doing that, and it's a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun when you stream. Let's see. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody's question. I gotta scroll back up really quick. Hold on a second. Oh, hello, Jamie. Good evening to you. Let's see. Nanette, I see you in the chat. Hello. I've really come to life when you do your anime comics. It seems to come from the most creative side of you. Yes, when I think of my natural style, like if I was just, and I've explained this before, like if I were to just sit down, draw with like zero inspiration, that is the style that I would just naturally feel compelled to do. How long have I been playing Magic? So I've been playing Magic for a little less than a year. I started playing, I think, maybe the end of June, early July of last year. So not very long. And I really only play Standard because I have such limited knowledge of cards. But yeah. It's a lot of fun. I love playing. I tried chess. My daughter is good at it, and I tried to teach me, but I'm blah. Oh, you love Magic? Play with your son. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Ari. That's awesome. Yeah, I have a lot of fun playing Magic. I got my sister into playing Magic too. And when she came out and visited me a month ago, or a little over a month ago now, we played a whole ton of Magic. It was super fun. Such a fun game to play. Thank you, everyone, for the great questions. I really enjoy answering your guys' questions, and so appreciate you asking. Oh, hello, Steve. I'm glad you were able to make it. I know I know it's pretty early there in Texas, so I did start the stream a little bit earlier than normal, but I'm glad that you are up and maybe grabbed a cup of coffee and joined the stream. Glad to have you. At the beginning of the stream, Steve, I shared your falcon. Hope you are okay with that. It's like your brain has to remember 50 different things all at one time. Wait, are you talking? Yeah, you're talking about chess. Yeah. Okay. Oh, hello, Stephanie. Yes, it's been a while since you made it to the stream. I'm very glad you were able to make it today. Oh, and Chrissy, I didn't see you come in. When did you come in, Chrissy? Glad you were able to make it too. So the technique that I am using right now, just to kind of talk a little bit about this piece here, I am like mainly using the pencils themselves to do a majority of the blending here. And I'm using essentially the lightest possible human touch on the paper, and I will use the blending stump once I get a nice layer of pigment down, and I will just gently move the color until I get the soft texture that pastels are known for. But all I do is kind of slowly build up all the texture, or all the layers, and let the colors blend together on the paper. And it just works. Just works. Do I think I'll be doing any graphite tutorials in the near future? I could very well do a graphite tutorial. Are you referring to a tutorial on Patreon or on YouTube? Let me know which one you're referring to. I really love your pears, but I like the full picture more. I'd like to try that jug. Oh, Jamie, so you liked... Yeah, I liked the full reference photo that you're referring to, Jamie. I know a few of you probably don't know what she's talking about. But the reason I cropped it down is, one, I felt like there was enough texture in the corner there with just the pears, and then also the main purpose was to also focus on the cloth, because I forget who really wanted to do cloth, but they had brought it up so many times that I really wanted to focus on the cloth. So that's kind of the reason for that crop. Another reason of the crop, but you received so many compliments on the falcon, but I want you to know that I know it is a direct reflection on how well you teach. Could not have done it without you. Well, that is very kind of you, Steve, but I can't take all the credit. You were in control of the pencil the whole time. On YouTube, I love graphite, so I am a bit blast. Okay, maybe I can throw together a graphite tutorial. I mean, for me personally, I find graphite to be a bit simplistic in the sense that I don't do a lot of graphite tutorials because I feel like there's not enough there for me to teach anything. Because it's all about contrast. It's just, maximize your contrast. Lay down the graphite, maximize your contrast, keep going. But I can maybe throw together a graphite tutorial for YouTube. Because I did one over on Patreon. And I guess that the Falcon, actually, that Steve did. So maybe I can think of something. I'll try. I just like working with color so much, It's so fun working with color. Alright, let's see, what happened to the pencil that I was looking for? Oh, here it is. Good morning, Blossom. Let's see, I'm trying not to miss anything in the chat. I'm not getting a whole lot done here. Yeah, color is a lot of fun to get into. I love working with color. I stuck with graphite for a very, very long time, and when I finally picked up some colored pencils, I just had the most fun in the world doing it. So I'm gonna use a bit of purple here. Oh, I forgot to ask. Let me know what you guys think of this new setup for the live stream with the kind of the different windows and whatnot. I actually did it spur of the moment, just about an hour before I went live, and I was like, you know what? Let me put a skin together for the live stream, and I wanted to get you guys' perspective on whether or not you like this setup, or you prefer it just totally blank and open with the artwork and maybe the webcam just down in the corner or something like that. But let me know. Love this format. Awesome. Thank you, Chrissy. Love the new setup. All right, cool. I'm glad you guys like it. I might do some minor changes to it or something. But if you guys have any input, on this display, feel free to let me know. Because I wasn't really sure what to add, so I just kind of threw it together real quick. You prefer blank but don't mind this format? Oh, okay. New setup is great. All right, awesome. All right, so I'm going to start blending now, and I'm going to be using this little stump thing. And essentially, so the difference between the soft pastels and the pastel pencils is that the pastel pencils, they stick like really good to the paper. Okay, the music is a bit too loud. Let me turn it down. Thank you. I should have asked about the music. I changed the music, so let me know what you think of the music, or if you prefer me to go to something a bit softer. And okay, so I turned the music down. Let me know if the music volume is a little bit better now. I want you guys to be able to hear me okay, and I don't want to have to like be screaming into my microphone. So just yeah, give me all the feedback you want, because it helps me make the experience better for all of you. So that's what's important. I can assure you, you won't hurt my feelings. Okay, Steffi, you have a wonderful day. Had a hard time hearing me? Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, let me know. One, let me know if the music's too loud. Two, let me know if you can hear me okay. And I don't know if there's a third. Third, let me know if you like the music, because I can change it. I can hear much better. Oh, okay. Thumbs up. Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Okay, let me see if I can get if I can get this idea or this thought out. So, like I was saying, the major difference between the soft pastels and the pastel pencils is how they adhere to the paper with a willingness to move. So, the pastel pencils, they're a lot less powdery, and so they stick to the paper and they don't blend out as far as the soft pastels do. And for that reason, you have a little bit more control with the blending stump as opposed to the blending stump with the soft pastels. So for that reason, I'm able to like use the blending stump with the pastel pencils and not completely push my dark colors into my light colors too far. And you actually have a lot of control with it as opposed to using it with the softer pastels. And that's probably the main thing that I learned with this piece so far. And I've really grown to just thoroughly enjoy working with the pastel pencils, almost to the point that I feel compelled to do an entire piece only using the pastel pencils. And that's what I've kind of done with this so far. I've only used the pastel pencils on this, nothing else. Now I'm just trying to get the shadow here and get that nice red color for her dress. What are the skin tone colors? So the skin tone colors primarily are this peach color, which I can't read the number. 6. I think it's 661. I don't know. I can't read the color because my hand wiped it off. 642. And then I used quite a bit of this 770. These are the primary colors really for the skin. I use white over top of the peach color to bring out the highlights. And then, I'll put those aside. And then I also used a bit of this color here, which is 680, to bring in a bit of orange into the skin. And then for some of the life into the skin, I used a bit of this bright pink, this 335, very, very lightly. And that's about it. I used a bit of this 105 ivory color to kind of soften the reds, do a little bit of blending. Maybe a bit of this chocolate color 640 to just bring in some rich browns, something like that. For the most part, that's what the skin is. Let's see. Oh, hello, Marie. New setup looks great. Love how you want to involve in asking for feedback. It's good to see how much you want to engage with us. Well, Marie, that is what the Drawing Journal is all about. Getting to know one other and just hanging out. You mentioned the set of pastels not having a brighter red. Do you only use one brand? So I'm using the set, just the Carbothello pastel pencils, and for right now, it's the only brand that I use. And it's not necessarily that they don't have a bright red, because this red is super, super extra bright, but it has like a touch of orangeness to it that I wish I didn't have, and I wish I just had a true red. like just a red. This one is just a bit brighter than what I want, in comparison to something like Prismacolor 924, which is like just a true red, just a red. Like when you think of red, that color red. But they actually don't have it. But all the other colors are just perfect, so can't really complain too much. I just wish they had a red that was slightly toned down. Do I have a hair tutorial either on YouTube or Patreon? Oh my goodness, Danny, I have so many hair tutorials. So I have three portrait tutorials on Patreon. I could be remembering that wrong. It might be just two, but I think three. In which case, portions of those tutorials are just focused on hair. I also have 4 just straight up hair tutorials on Patreon. And then on YouTube, I have 2. I have 2 portrait tutorials. It's hard to keep track of this. 2 portrait tutorials that I also cover hair in those tutorials. I also have a tutorial on doing hair with markers that simplifies like my process on doing hair in general. But I don't have a pastel portrait hair tutorial really. Laughing, tell us what you really think about red. Have I drawn a Siamese cat? I do not think I have. I haven't drawn very many cats, maybe like 1. Need to draw one, but don't know how. Okay, I'm gonna try to continue to color this a little bit. Just adding some more layers. Oh, hello, Renate. Good to see you. I think the hardest thing about this piece is just making sure that I don't miss any of what I colored up by putting my hand into it. It's been a difficult journey. Just went back and watched the critique part since I was late. You have shocked me. I am in tears of joy. Thank you so much for the kind words. I am still in shock. Well, Blossom, you did a fantastic job, so there is nothing to be shocked about. Nothing. Good morning, Lizari. I really thought that I was going to be farther on this than I am right now. You guys keep me occupied with all your questions and chatting. So hopefully the fact that I haven't really done much yet is okay with all of you. Let me zoom in a little bit. I think it's safe to zoom in. Is it me or does that look blurry? There. it was looking a little blurry to me. So let me know. Unmask likes to socialize. It's funny that you say that, DJ, because I don't really do much socializing in real life. You guys are the ones that I socialize with the most in my entire life. No lie, 100% truth. Well, Blossom, I look forward to seeing your deer. I have no doubts it is going to be fantastic. It is a difficult project to do in the first place, so the fact that you're even willing to attempt is admirable. Sorry, I was reading the chat and then I realized that I was extra quiet. I think maybe I talked a bit too quickly up to this point, because now I feel a little lost for words. Trying to color this here and do the chat is definitely a challenge, for sure. You're motivated to go start your cat? Awesome. Yes. That is awesome. Go start your cat. And then if you want any feedback during the process, join the Unmask Art family, share your work in progresses, and get feedback from all the great people in the family. Might have to ask for some help. Do you give advice off stream? The deer nose first started like a swollen bee nose. Now it looks like a hog-nosed snake. That is very interesting. Blossom, absolutely, I give advice off stream. If you want to send me a quick picture, work in progress on Facebook, or better yet, if you just want to post it in the Unmask Art family, you can get feedback from somebody more than myself. But I'm happy to give you some feedback, some advice to approach the nose, help you out. But if you don't have Facebook, I'm not sure if you have Facebook, I think. But if you don't, you can always email it to me. That's fine as well. I'm happy to respond via email. The hair is totally awesome on this drawing. The hair was nothing short of a nightmare. It was super difficult to do, for sure. And I'm still not 100% sure I'm satisfied with the hair, but I don't think that there was much more I could do with it, because it's so small. And I tried to get the flyaways and all the little details and things, but the pencils, they just don't sharpen any more than that. The paper that I'm using is the Clairefontaine pastel matte. I have quite a bit of them. Hold on. So this paper here, This is what I'm using. They come in these gummed pads, which are really great. It's a good size for just about anything, and they're kind of expensive. I'm not gonna lie, they're a little expensive, but when you're working with pastels, pastels are actually surprisingly cheap, especially in comparison to like colored pencils. So in order to enjoy pastels, you have to work on good paper. Like everybody that's been working with pastels knows that you're only ever going to enjoy them if you work on good paper. So when it comes to the paper, don't go cheap. But I'm glad that you asked, Nanette, what paper I'm working on. Awesome dreads. Thank you very much. It's taken a little while, but yeah, they finally grew. Do I have any tutorials on blending colored pencils? Yes, Mr. T, I definitely do. You could actually, I think my colored pencil blending tutorial is possibly the #1 rated on YouTube. So you don't even have to look on my channel. You can just type in how to blend colored pencils, and I think my video is the first one to come up, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. You did a bit of hair with the elf girl. Oh, that's right, with the pastels. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's right, Jeff. See, I have to rely on you guys to remind me what videos I've done, because for me it just all blurs together. It's cheaper if you buy the big sheets and cut them down. I agree, Nanette, unless you have to have those giant sheets shipped to your house. If I could go to an art store and pick up the sheets, yeah, it would be a bit cheaper. But I have to order them, and they come from the UK, and it cost twice as much to have it shipped than it does to buy like just one of those pads, one of those gummed pads that I just showed you. Yeah, so prices vary a lot on art supplies depending on where you live as well. Because I know some people kind of get on my case about saying that the Prismacolor colored pencils are cheap, and then they bark at me in the comment section saying that they're like $300 or something like that. But it just depends on where you live, unfortunately. How I get paper, I just read sheets. I'll trade you a sheet for a chicken. Oh my gosh. You guys are hilarious. So let me know what you guys. So I shared with you the pastel paintings that you have the potential to win with the giveaway. Let me know which one you guys would choose. So would you go with the safari landscape, the fox, the deer, or the owl eyes? Let me know which one's your favorite. The deer, the owl eyes, The deer might be my favorite as well, Tracy. I really like the deer. Fine art Anna, you would go with the deer as well? Yeah, not too much of a surprise, but I'm glad that you like it. DJ, you love the owl eyes, but you'd go with the deer. The deer or the fox. Miriam wants the fox. You love the background of the deer, okay. Can you show them again? People come late. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's start with the owl eyes. I might have to zoom out. Oops, wrong direction. So here's the owl eyes. Here's the fox. So there's the fox. Here is the safari landscape. And then the overwhelming popular one is the deer. Not too many. There's not too many fans of the landscape. I'll be honest. I'm not a huge fan of the landscape either, but it was fun to do regardless. Let's see here. I need a bit of black. Oh my goodness. So I've kind of burned through my first black. This is another black Carbothello pencil, and I spent like 15 minutes yesterday sharpening this black pencil, and in comparison to a pencil I haven't used, so I spent 15 minutes trying to sharpen this pencil, and that's how much I've lost. Didn't even get to use any of it because it took so long to sharpen so that I could do the hair and get some of the flyaways and the detail and stuff. After I finished sharpening it, I went out to the kitchen, and my wife was like, "What were you doing in there? Just sharpening a pencil to death?" Because she heard me in here cranking my pencil sharpener for like 15 minutes straight. It was so frustrating because I couldn't get it would sharpen, but then like the very tip of it would kind of break off. Shiny wants the fox to cuddle with. Use a razor. Yeah, I've tried sharpening the pastel pencils with a razor, and it doesn't. It still will break off the tip. Because the pressure you have to apply downwards on the pencil is still enough to break off the tip, and it's very, very difficult to get the tip sharp. Because I used it to sharpen. I was having a lot of trouble with this pencil here. As you can see, it's like all sharpened with a knife. Yeah, it's just sometimes it's hard, and I think that depending on the color, it can actually be a little bit more difficult, because the black seems to be very difficult to sharpen, and this color here is actually defected because it's not the core is not centered in the pencil, and so it doesn't work in the pencil sharpener. It's very frustrating, but sometimes that's the price you pay. You ordered your Helix the other night, coming from the UK, will take a while. Oh, cool. Well, I hope that it works out very well for you. You should probably have ordered a full graphite pencil as well to just keep the blades clean and nice and sharpened. Because I ordered some solid graphite pencils from Jackson's, but it got lost in the mail. So I'm missing a gift for my wife, her birthday. There was a gift that I ordered, and it still hasn't come. I contacted them, and they said to email them back on Wednesday if it still didn't show up. But yeah, kind of frustrated because I really wanted to give her the gift, but yeah, now I have to wait. So I'm also waiting for that graphite pencil that I ordered as well. Do I think the deer and the owl would be more difficult in colored pencil? I don't currently use pastels, but I would like to try the picture. With the owl, I think would be very easy to do with colored pencils. The deer, I think what you're going to, the most difficult part of the deer in colored pencils is most definitely going to be the background, because a lot of people struggle with doing the blurry backgrounds with colored pencils. I'm not sure why, but it mostly revolves around oversaturation. A lot of people that do the blurry backgrounds with colored pencils, they just oversaturate the background. That's the biggest mistake that I see with the blurry backgrounds and colored pencils. You could definitely do both with colored pencils, 100% for sure. But the blurry background on the deer is going to be a challenge for sure with colored pencils for most people. Oh, you have full graphite, like solid graphite pencils, woodless. There's no wood. That's what I'm referring to, Jamie. If that is also what you're referring to in your comment. Yeah, definitely not fun when things get lost in the mail for sure. Sandpaper blocks. Yes, I ordered sandpaper blocks as well. So I'm waiting for a gift for my wife, sandpaper blocks, graphite pencils, and I don't know, something else. I forget what's all in the package, but it got lost in the mail as far as I can tell, and I just have to keep waiting a little bit longer. Sandpaper is good to get a point on pastels. Yes, that is what I read, and I ordered this like over a month ago now. So I wanted to give it a try because the sandpaper blocks is something that I had heard about, and I'm like, you know what, that makes sense to sharpen the pencils with and not have to worry about like sharpening blades. Or at least use the pencil sharpener, and if anything goes wrong, I could just use the sandpaper block to get that final nice clean tip. Alright, let's see here. I don't know, I have this color, but I don't think I really want to use it. So I'm gonna put that color. No, I'm gonna try it. I changed my mind. I'm gonna try it in the highlight a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. And let's do some blending now. The deer, fox, and eyes all great and hard, but the deer was definitely the most challenging. Yeah, honestly, the deer was most challenging for me, which is why it took so long for me to complete it. But I'm satisfied with the way that it came out, and it was for sure a challenge. I think it was so much a challenge, it was actually a little scary to do on the live stream because I thought I was going to mess it up. And I'm just glad that I didn't do it. I didn't mess it up, especially live. That would have been mildly embarrassing for me. So I'm glad it worked out okay. By the way, congratulations on the 30,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. Susan, so background help. So referring to colored pencils, when it comes to backgrounds, it does not mean less layers. In fact, in a lot of cases, it means more layers, but very, very slowly. The key to good colored pencil backgrounds, for the most part, is controlling the saturation. So when you're doing your layers, incorporate desaturated colors or even grays. Even if the background is not gray, you'll still want to incorporate gray, most likely, in order to control the saturation of your colors. So work very, very slowly on your background, layer very, very slowly, and never push the pencil into the paper too hard. Keep the layers very light and do a lot of them. And then when you blend with solvent, and as you increase the layers, use less and less solvent. When also what you want to do is you want to build up your contrast slowly. So even in the case of the deer, even though there's some very dark spots and then some very light spots, don't try to add both simultaneously and then blend out with solvent. Try to slowly build up to your dark values. That way, when you're blending with solvent, everything doesn't just turn into mud. Your helix stopped working after 4 pencils. I dropped it on purpose and now it works again. Wow, that is very interesting. I think I had a bit doing the deer colored pencil would be trying not to get shine on it. The dry finish looks good for pastels. Having said that, I drew it, and I think I'll be crying out for polychromos. Oh, Shiny, you packaged up the brushes. Awesome. I cannot wait to get them. Thank you very much for that. What size is the deer picture? The deer, all the pastel paintings, with the exception of the owl eye, is 8.5 by 11. Post them tomorrow? Okay, awesome. Alright, let me grab this white and add a bit of shine to the highlight. A little bit right here, I think. There we go. Never tried drawing in this method, doing small areas to finish a point. I always put color on the whole area and be in to try. I actually don't usually do it this way either, but this piece is so small that I'm doing it just because of the size of it. And for the most part, I've worked from like top, bottom, left to right, because I'm not using any protective paper for my hand. And I wanted to, originally what I was going to try to do was put down masking film over the empty space here, but I really did not feel like cutting out all that. There's not a whole lot to the outline or anything, but I considered doing it, and I started to do it, but I was like, you know what? I want to try to just sketch it down with graphite and work right over top of the graphite and see if I can just make those sharp lines myself with the pencils. And I'm actually really pleased with how sharp of the lines I'm able to create with just the pencils themselves. Because I really like clean, sharp lines, and that's why I was leaning towards doing the masking film, but then I decided against it. And now it just takes me a little extra time, a bit more of a delicate touch, and a much sharper pencil to get those clean lines, separating each piece of this project from itself. There's some shadow over here, and I think I'm going to fill that in first. Let's see here. I need some water. Julia, you loved the fox? That is awesome. I'm glad that you did. Thank you for letting me know. If you guys have any more questions, go ahead and ask them. It seems like, aside from me kind of slowing down a little bit, all of you have slowed down a bit in the chat as well. Maybe it's the music. Is the music too slow? Perhaps I should switch it to the music I actually listen to. Get everybody hyped up. This, I gotta get kind of close here, so hopefully, yeah, I gotta get a little close here, so just hold off for a second. I'll be back. I know nobody wants to stare at the top of my head, but I have to get it like the right angle in order to make that clean line right there. There, I'm back. Music is cool, easy to listen to. Need more coffee? It always amazes me seeing a sketch come to fruition as a beautiful piece of art. I love that the most. Yep, that's always an enjoying thing to experience. Yes, change the music, please. Okay, I can change it. Here's just slightly different music. Actually, I'm not hearing the music, so congratulations on all your subscribers, and thank you for being so generous. You're very welcome, Dusty. Thanks for the wishes, or the congratulations. Why would one use a woodless graphite pencil instead of over a traditional pencil? No idea, Steve. Honestly, can't tell you. I only purchased the woodless graphite pencil specifically to sharpen my pencil sharpener. I really can't think of any benefit. So, yeah. Don't know where else to go with that one, Steve. Sorry. Off topic, am I going on vacation this summer. Uh, I really, really want to go somewhere on vacation. The hardest part right now is my wife getting time off work. It's actually been a very frustrating predicament right now with her work because she works way too hard for far too little appreciation in my honest opinion. She feels it too. We both feel it. There's a bit of a there's a bit going on with her work. There was this employee that left, and now she has to cover for a lot of what they did, and yeah, so she doesn't get really any days off, and right now we do not know when she'll be able to get any days off really, and it's a bit frustrating because both of us want to go on vacation, and hopefully we can figure something out. I was getting so burnt out that I was actually considering going back to the United States for like a week, but I really don't want to go by myself because my family barely knows my wife. They've only met her once, and it was only for like a few days. And I would love to take her back to America to visit my family again, and for everybody to just get to know her a bit better. It's been a little frustrating, but hopefully we can figure something out because we both want to go somewhere this summer. She looks great. Thanks for doing the tiny faces. Hope it helps. Music is okay when it's really repetitive. It's annoying. I listened to an old stream the other day and the music was more jumpy, and that was good. Weird how easily listening can be the opposite. You find small faces easier to get the likeness of somebody? Yeah, I find that to be the opposite for me. What does Mrs. Unmaskart do? So, she works for a company that sells electronic cleaning supplies, and goodness, she does so much. She basically is a sales rep. She communicates with a lot of businesses throughout Europe to sell the products to other countries. And since she's the only person that speaks English at the company, all of that relies on her ability to speak English. And then she also has to process all the orders coming in and then do the invoices to send them out to the shipping. So she has too many jobs right now at the place that she works. That's the biggest problem. She also has to like list the products on the website and just do too much. Yeah. There's no easy way to say what her job is. There's not like a single word. It's probably a bad time to visit Hawaii, but if you find yourself in Atlanta, you've got a place to stay. Okay, Nanette, thank you. What size is this art that I'm working on? About the size of my hand. So teeny tiny. The paper is 9 by 11 by 9. The paper size is 11 by 9, but the actual drawing is, what's that, like 3 inches by 8 inches or something like that. Yeah, rather small. What kind of music do I normally listen to? I'm wondering if I should Okay, I think it's safe. I'll share, like, let me. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see here. I'll pick something that's maybe a little softer, I guess. Um, let's see here. Okay, maybe I could get away with this. Yeah, there's no singing in this one. So let me just click this really quick. I'm gonna do it quickly. So this is the music that I normally listen to. Okay. Gotta pause that. I can't play too much of it because I'm afraid that I might have some... I'm afraid that if I play too much of it that I might get a strike. So hopefully... hopefully YouTube doesn't demonetize my video. I clicked a song that I know, but I didn't hear the part that I shared with you guys, so. I came in late for the stream. Did I miss how to enter the giveaway? Stephanie, no, you did not miss how to enter. The link to enter the giveaway is in the description below. I'm actually glad you asked, because anybody else that might have missed the beginning of the live stream, to join the giveaway, simply click on the link in the description, and then it will double check to make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and then you can also get a couple extra entries if you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and I think Facebook. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. Yeah, I could share some plenty. When will the winner be announced? So I will announce the winner next week, and I'll do it I'll do it very similar to how I did the giveaway last year. So some of you may or may not remember this, but I did my 10,000 subscriber giveaway just last year around this same time. So since then, I've gained 3 times as many subscribers as I had last year. Isn't that crazy? Like, in that short amount of time. It took me like 5 years to get to 10,000, and it took me 1 year to go from 10,000 to 30,000. So very, very exciting. You like punk and death metal? Not a huge punk fan, but I do listen to a lot of death metal, and I was going to share some of the death metal that I listen to, but I was like, oh, maybe I should tone it down just a little bit, just a little. So instead, I went with Intervals. So that's who you guys heard just a moment ago. I've shared Intervals music on my channel before because I saw them live a while ago. I saw them live actually just last fall, October, I think, when Anna and I took our trip to Prague. We went to Prague just to see Intervals. We saw Intervals, Polyphia, and Nick Johnson. Next year, 100,000 subscribers. I hope you're right, Rob. I was looking at my statistics for my channel growth, and I should, based on the growth speed of my channel right now, I should actually reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Could you imagine? Oh my gosh, I can't imagine that. 100,000 by the end of this year. That's what my projection is, based on the growth that my channel is growing right now. That's it. I just can't even think about it. So in order for me to make that happen, I need I need the help from all of you guys. You gotta share my videos and give them thumbs up and leave comments, and you know, please, you have to please the YouTube algorithm gods. That's what has to happen for me to reach 100,000 by the end of the year. And of course, I have to continue doing what I do. So I will do my best to continue what I'm doing, and you guys can back me up. All right, DJ, thank you. If you guys want to know a band that I'm really into right now, I'm listening to them like every day. It's Dance Gavin Dance. So that's I've been jamming to them for like a couple weeks now, and really enjoy their music. So if you want to listen to something that I am currently listening to, you can check them out. They released a new music video on YouTube like last week or something like that, and I absolutely love it. I watch it like 3 or 4 times a day. Dance Gavin Dance definitely rocks, yeah. Hello from Quebec. Congrats on the 30K. Just love what you do. Well, thank you so much, Danielle. When is the next pastel video? Most likely, the next pastel tutorial will come in a couple weeks, because I switched from doing the drawing journal that I'm doing now to doing the pastel tutorial videos. And so this week I am obviously doing the drawing journal. Next week I might just do another drawing journal, but if I don't, then I'll schedule out another pastel tutorial for next Monday. So there's a possibility that the next pastel tutorial will be next Monday, but there's also the possibility that I'll just do another drawing journal. It just depends on whether or not I feel inspired enough. I don't want to force it, because I feel like if I force it, you're not going to get as high quality of a tutorial than if I am truly inspired. I feel like you get the best of me, which is all I want to offer anyway. Trying to keep this in frame, sorry. Do I do private lessons? Julie, I do private lessons. However, you have to sign up on Patreon, and if I'm not mistaken, all the slots are filled. So I only take on 4 students a month, and currently, as I remember it, all 4 slots are taken, unfortunately. Waiting for the next colored pencil course, colored pencil Patreon course, or colored pencil course. I need to finish up the next colored pencil course for sure. I really want to take next month to do it. So we're like halfway through May, so June. So I think I might take June off a little to focus on my color pencil portrait course and get that out. So things might slow down next month just so I can finish that course. So I mentioned a light touch that I use. I find that when I'm working, I get a heavier hand as I go without thinking about it. Yeah, when you're working with colored pencils, the rule that I kind of live by is never apply never apply more pressure than is necessary to get the color to show up. So you'll notice that in the very beginning it takes almost no pressure to make a mark on the paper, and then as you increase your layers, you'll naturally find that you actually have to press slightly harder with each subsequent layer. So my general rule is to never press harder than it takes for the color to show up, and from my experience that gets the best results, because if you ever press hard on your paper, you dent it wherever the tip of the pencil touches, and it will create lines that you just can't get rid of. You have to go. Take care. Thank you so much, Lynn. I am glad you were able to come by. You have a wonderful day or evening, whatever time it is for you. Do I prefer painting medium, watercolor, oil, or acrylic? Oil. Yeah. I haven't gotten to use oil paints in a long time, unfortunately, but that is my all-time favorite medium of any medium. I love oil painting and I miss it dearly. It sounds like Olivia might have her hands full. You're bathing multiple dogs at the same time. That sounds like a very difficult task indeed. You might have it harder than I do right now. At last I can chat on here. Don't know how I did it. Michelle, good morning. Are you still standing? Yes, I am still standing. See how freely I can move? 100% standing. I bought an exercise ball stool. I love it. It forces good posture. I wheel around my small studio. An exercise ball stool. I might have to look into that. That sounds comfortable. Before I started standing, I was actually considering doing the big inflatable exercise ball. The only reason I kind of was like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go that route. I think I'll just go with standing. The reason that I didn't is because I didn't want this giant ball just rolling around my house when I wasn't using it. And I don't have a lot of space. And I was like, I don't want to add one more thing to the limited space that I already have. So I decided against the exercise ball, but a stool does sound interesting. The boobs are looking lush. Fabric is beautiful. Thank you, Shiny. It's all about contrast. Alright, I'm going to switch colors now, and I think I can fill out some of this space here with this darker purple, maroon. I actually left off a bit of the detail with the hair simply so that I could finish some of the details underneath of it before applying the rest of the hair over top of her dress here. Did I trace or freehand the girl? I freehanded the sketch onto the pastel mat. but I am not against tracing at all. I have traced, what did I trace? I traced the deer. So the pastel painting of the deer, I traced the line art for that onto the pastel mat. And I do that often when I'm working with the what is it called? The masking film, because the masking film is essentially translucent. So I trace onto that because if you've ever freehanded on or if you've ever drawn onto the masking film, it's like next to impossible. You can't even use a pencil on it. I actually use a pen on the masking film to trace the outline, and then I cut out what I need to cut out. Did your drawing today standing too? Oh, how did you like standing? Your lady has some facial expression I had when the doctor told me I was having twins. Yeah, I could imagine that facial expression coming up. Yeah, yeah. Looks about right. Let's see here. Fill out some more of this shadow, I think. I could do an exercise ball. No way, I'd get dizzy. Plus the live stream, it makes the viewer dizzy too. I can't even handle a chair on wheels. It makes my muscles tense up trying not to fall off. Wow, that, no, I didn't have that problem with my previous chair. But, standing, so I've been standing for like a month now, right? I think it's been like a month or something like that. Do I always use a reference photo? No, not all the time. Not for everything. But anytime I'm doing realism, I'm using a reference photo in most cases. But like I was saying, I think I've been standing for about a month now, and the first couple days was tough, and then my ankles actually swelled up a little bit from all the standing, because I did go from one extreme to the other extreme, which is not recommended ever by anybody. But the swelling is gone, and I feel good, and yeah, I have way more energy throughout my day of working, doing all this standing up as opposed to sitting, and it has been just fantastic since I started standing instead of sitting all day, because I was sitting way too much, just way too much. Oh, hello, Wendy. You been lurking? Day Jaden. There's your shout out. Welcome to the live stream. Hello, love your channel. I was wondering if you have any course subtitled in Spanish in the future. Unfortunately, I don't have any plans for that, but that's a good idea. I wonder if I could. I would be willing to. I'd be willing to pay somebody to do a translation for my courses. If anybody is bilingual, speaks Spanish or any other language, and would like to do some subtitles for my course, that would be really cool of you. I might have to reach out to somebody that can do it, and if so, I'll try to add that to the future. I had never thought of that before, Adriana, so I appreciate you bringing that up. Yep, usually always here. Don't always announce though. Been trying to stay busy, but enjoy joining in nonetheless. Well, that is good to hear, Wendy. I'm glad you're still around. I feel like you've been rather busy lately with your channel and with the videos you've been making, your live streams with Chrissy. I unfortunately haven't been able to catch any of them. I hope I can catch one soon. I've been rather busy recently as well, but hopefully things will slow down. Good morning, Alberto. I think I'm going to... So how long I've been streaming for? I've been streaming for a little while, right? Yeah. Been streaming for like an hour or something. I'm gonna try to finish up this top part of her dress, and I think I'll probably call it a day. I still got some time. I'm just letting you know that I can't do this forever. You have to join us on one of our live streams one day. It will be a hoot. Definitely, Chrissy. Yes, 100%. I will. I would love to join you. Am I out of focus? Let me know. I have my focus locked on my camera. It could just be your connection to the live stream. That's also a possibility, like a lower aspect rate or a lower whatever. Okay, the gradients you are doing are mental and no solvent yet. What pencils am I using tonight? So I'm using the Carbothello pastel pencils. Yeah, I don't use solvent with the pastels. I've been on for 2 hours? Have I been? Oh yeah, I was thinking that I started at 15. It's 16 now, but I started at 14. Okay, yeah, so 2 hours. I think that's a good time, right? 2 hours? That's not bad. Yeah, it has to be your connection. Oh, hello, Art Gear Guide. Thank you very much. I'm glad you were able to make it over to the live stream as well. It's been a while. It's been a while, so I'm glad you're able to make it. I appreciate the kind words there. I actually have a question for you. So there was some stuff coming out oh gosh, Derwent releasing another new colored pencil set that you were doing a review on, or that you already had them and whatnot. Is there any other information you can share about those pencils from Derwent? Because I thought they were supposed to come out relatively soon, if I'm not mistaken. When are they supposed to be released? It has indeed. I don't get over as many live streams as I would like. That's all right. We all get busy. Yeah, I can share a little bit. Awesome. Yeah, I'd love a little update. Little update on those colored pencils. I have the soft rubber mats under feet, but I can't sit to draw ever. The tiny movements we make to pick up, put down pencil pinches the nerves. I need to get one of those standing mats for my studio space now. So they are the first oil pencils that Derwent has released. Oh, okay, right. Okay, that's what it was. I knew there was something special about them, that they were changing up or whatnot. So I look forward to those. I gotta email Derwent again. I wonder if there's a software to do translations. You know, Steve, there probably is. I mean, Google Translate isn't too bad when it comes to Spanish, because that's a bit more of a common language and that English has translated to and from. So perhaps Google Translate isn't too bad, but there's got to be a software or something, or a plugin maybe that I could do into Final Cut to get translations done. Okay, so they're supposed to be released in July. Oh, okay. July, August. Okay. All right. So more the end of summer. All right. That's cool. If you think you need to buy Carbothellos, it is because you actually need to buy Carbothellos. Yeah, you can skip the think and just go straight to yes, you need to buy them. They are super fun to use, so 100%. Okay, so the Derwent pencils are going to be 100% light fast. That is insanity. That is crazy. That is really good to hear. Yeah, I definitely look forward to those pencils coming out and doing a review on them or something, testing them out. Alright, I'm going to throw in a little bit of purple here into all this red before blending out. Oh, I still got to finish up her sleeve. I'm not even paying attention. So let me grab that red again. Derwent have been working so hard on the light fast aspect of them due to feedback on the Pro color. Ah, okay. Okay, so there is a translator program, but it's not very good. The Derwent pastel pencils. Those are the. No, I'm thinking Faber-Castell. I've never tried the Derwent pastel pencils. I tried the Faber-Castell, and they're fine, but I find the selection and the price of the Carbothello pencils to just beat out the Faber-Castell pastel pencils, so I just use these kind of exclusively. Wow, your drawing skills are insane. Well, thank you, Swab. Appreciate that. I haven't seen you come across in the live stream before, so welcome. Just this top part of her dress really helps settle in her skin and her hair and everything into the paper really nicely, so it's turning out rather good. I need to get close to the paper again, excuse me. There. I needed to do that little spot right there. Let's see. Did I miss anything? I agree. Love Carbothellos. Yes. Okay, Dr. Carbs. I will buy them off my neighbor. How much time does it take to draw a masterpiece like that? Well, I haven't really been focusing much today on this particular piece, but I would say the real challenge here is that it's teeny tiny. It's so small, and with the pastel pencils, I feel like it takes more time to sharpen my pencils to a point that I'm able to use them than it does to actually color this. But I would say there's probably about 5 hours worth of work into this piece, give or take an hour maybe, up to this point. So let's say if I was to just straight focus on completing this, probably 8 hours because of the size. The funny thing is, even though it's small, it still takes more time than if I were to like draw it slightly bigger because I'm using pastel pencils. If I were to do this same piece in colored pencils, just regular colored pencils at the same size, I'd guess it'd take about 4 hours maybe. And they would not take as long, simply because I can get the pencils sharper. Alright, let's bring in, where's that other color that I used? I think it was this one. Just bring in a little bit of a highlight. Some white, a little bit in this area here. Give it a nice shine before blending it out. And I think I'm going to add just a bit more purple in the shadow. Thank you, Swab. Yeah, I'll definitely keep it up. I think I'll throw some purple on the sleeve here. I gotta darken up this shadow. Alright, I think it's safe to do a bit of blending now. Smooth out this grainy texture that I have created. And I'm just using a regular pencil smudger that comes in the full set of the Carbothello pencils, because it works surprisingly well. When I started working on this piece, I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to use to blend out because it was so small, but I reached for this and I was like, oh, I'll give this a try, and shockingly it worked exactly as I wanted it to. So much control. You were waiting for me to bring out the Ninja Purple? Yep, Ninja Purple makes all the difference. Okay, gotta go. Early morning with the kids. Thanks for yet another great lesson and the company. Thank you, Jamie. You take care. Have a lovely day. Or night. Yeah, night. You're in Australia, so sleep well. Just saw your portrait. It is so detailed. Have no words. That's so nice, dude. You're amazing. Thank you very much, Swab. I appreciate that very much. So not too much left to do on this portion of the dress, and then I am going to call it a day, because I've been streaming for a little while now, and I know that after a bit, if I stream too long, I get real quiet because I get in the mood to draw. In this case, color with the pastel pencils, and I get a little too quiet to justify continuing to stream. So just about finished. I'm going to do a little bit more blending, maybe one more light layer to get these colors right. Get some of that detail in there. Heighten up my contrast a bit, and then I will call it a day. Just put in a request to join the Unmasked family on Facebook. Awesome. Well, the moderators or myself will accept you. So, do you just want to color the whole dress when you have the red pencil in hand? I'd be like, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm not quite sure what you're saying, Shiny. But no, I actually doing it piece by piece like this is actually very helpful, because it just gives me all the control that I need, and it prevents me from messing anything up. There's a lot of there's a lot of intricacy right here that I want to get just right. And so doing it like piece by piece like this has actually been really fun and beneficial. Will I continue this piece next week or tomorrow? Most likely, I'm just going to finish it off camera. To be honest with you, I'll probably just turn on some music and jam out and finish it today, and then post the finished piece on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. I mean, I'm not really doing a tutorial or anything. I'm just working on it in real time. So I don't know. I probably won't be able to save the rest of this piece for next week. So yeah, definitely, Danny. I'm gonna jam out to some Dance Gavin dance. So yeah. Okay, Miriam, thank you for coming by. And I will see you next time. Oh, you got to run too? Looks awesome. All right, DJ, you take care. Have a lovely day. Yeah, looks like a lot of people got to go, myself included. I'm gonna do one more layer here, add some bit of contrast. This actually looks like it needs to go higher. Pastel tutorial next week? Possibly. Yeah, I'm familiar with Asking Alexandria. Yeah, I like them. Under Oath. I'm super excited for Under Oath's new CD that they're going to be releasing. They just got back together after like a decade. I went to one of Under Oath's last concerts, long time ago. Super excited to see that they got back together. Sorry I missed the first half hour, missed the when the 30K draw will be. Okay, so you have everybody that watches this video, clicks on the link below, will have like the next week to sign up through the link to be eligible for the giveaway. And then I think Sunday evening, my Sunday evening, is when it ends. I will draw the winner. And then on Monday next week, I will announce the winner. Monday or Tuesday, possibly. And the way it's going to be is that I'm going to make a short video, probably like 1 minute long, announcing the winners. If they miss the video, then I draw a new name. So I'll give each person a week to see the announcement video, and if they don't contact me, then they're disqualified and I will pick a new winner. The reason I'm doing it this way is the same reason I did it this way last year. There's people that I see regularly on my channel, in the live streams especially, and I love that. Those are the people that interact on my channel and I know that are coming to watch my videos. And then, of course, there's a lot of people that, they subscribed a long time ago and they kind of fell off and they don't really watch my videos or anything like that. They just kind of subscribed that one time and that's it. So since they aren't going to be watching the videos, then they're not really going to have the same chance to win as the people that regularly watch my videos. Because once I draw the names, I do the announcement video. They will have from that video to 1 week to email me. If they don't email me, then I will draw another one, and then I will continue to do that until all the gifts are given away. All right, Tracy, you have a good night. I will have to try the piece by piece. I never have, even if gestural after it's okay. Just wanted to see if I can do it. I didn't normally do it like section by section like this. This is kind of the first time that I'm doing it. Really giving it a try. So yeah, I would recommend trying it out. Maybe you'll like it. All right, sounds good. Gotta run. Thanks again for the interesting live stream again. All right, Lady Marigold, you have a lovely day or evening. Don't save it. Finish it while you're in the zone. Yeah, I'm going to most likely finish this piece because I love it. I love the way that it's coming out, and I can't really hold on any longer to not doing it because I was struggling all weekend to not to do it just so I had it to do for today's live stream. So I'll probably finish it up today, post it on Facebook and Instagram and stuff for everybody to admire. I'm trying to finish up this little this section of her dress, and then I'm going to sign off, and everybody can enjoy the rest of their Monday or their evening or whatever it is they're doing. Add a little bit more highlight to it here. Let's highlight this side here. Yeah, this piece has been really easy to want to complete. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes there's pieces that I'm like, oh gosh, I don't even want to work on it. But this one has been the total opposite. I've been dying to work on this one. I'll have to do a little bit of fine tuning of it all. All right, that is it. That's all I'm going to do on this project for today's live stream. But thank you all so much for coming by, hanging out, and I hope you had some fun. If you did enjoy today's live stream, make sure you give it a thumbs up so that I know I'm doing something correct. And don't forget to click the link in the description to be eligible for the giveaway. Again, I'm giving away a Huion drawing monitor and your choice of the 4 pastel paintings that I shared. And yeah, other than that, I hope you guys all have a fantastic week. I will see my Patreon supporters later this week for the live tutorial that I'm doing over on Patreon. For everybody else, if you want to learn more from me, my techniques, pastels, colored pencils, graphite, join me and many others over on my Patreon page. I live stream an extra live stream every week over there where I just do tutorials, give you reference photos, color palettes, all that fun stuff for you to learn as much as possible. And of course, you always have access to me to ask me questions and do the projects and get my feedback, similar to the pieces that I shared at the beginning of the live stream. And also, so I think I'm leaning a little bit heavier towards doing a drawing journal next Monday. So for that reason, if you've done any of my tutorial pieces, any of the projects that I've shared in the past, and you would like some feedback, just send me a picture of the project that you completed over on Facebook, or send me an email, and I'd be happy to share that in next week's live stream. Other than that, have a great weekend, and I will see you all next time. Take care. Peace.